All right, welcome back. Another episode. Every time I'm editing these, I'm like, every single episode, welcome back. It's open at the exact same way. And I was editing it and I was like, maybe I should try and think of a different intro, but
don't matter,
it's just how it naturally falls.
Yeah, it's just natural.
So yeah, welcome back. We are going to be chatting about ourselves.
We are.
Today, actually. We are a bit of a prep update. Of course, we've sort of spoken about it. If you follow our socials, you'll have seen it on our socials anyway. We're both dieting at the minute for a photo shoot in November, which, as of recording, we are 11 and a half weeks away.
Yeah, so
11 weeks away.
It was 12 at the weekend. It was 12 on Saturday, wasn't it? So,
yeah. So we're going to give a bit of an update on where we're at, how we're feeling, what our nutrition's currently looking like. We can chat about what our training's currently looking like.
Yeah.
And sort of the realities of doing that. So how are you getting on?
Doing all right. Doing okay, mate. I was actually also messaging you the other day about this, and I was saying, like, it's been a very different prep for me, obviously, because I've done photo shoots in the past. I did 2 last year, and they were fairly smooth and like reasonably easy, shall I say, because I didn't really have much else to think about. It was just me. Right. So this time, as you know, and if anybody follows me, you probably know, we've got a little baby, and things have been tougher. Like, they genuinely have been quite a bit harder, because those things that you tell your clients to kind of do, so like, make sure you're getting your sleep, your 7 hours sleep, you know, it's going to help regulate hunger, and you're going to feel better, you're going to train better, you recover better, all that kind of stuff. It does go out the window. Like, you know, she's a horrific sleeper. And some people are very lucky on that front, but so it has made the prep harder on that front, because I've had to be way more organised, I think, is what I've taken away from it. And it's something that we feel literally bang on about every episode, but it's forced me into getting way more organised with things. But generally speaking, mate, it's going well. I'm down. I'm about 85 kg at the moment.
So what's that down since you started?
About 7 kilograms down.
Right, so it's a good chunk then.
A decent chunk. Last time I did the last shoots, I was about 82. So I'm only kind of 3 kg off from the last ones.
Yeah.
I want to go a bit further this time and just try and get that a little bit leaner. So I anticipate, and I could be wrong, I anticipate that I'll probably need to get down to, or I'd like to get down to about 80-ish, give or take.
Yeah.
So that leaves me, I'm going on holiday on Saturday. So Saturday to Saturday. Although I'll be kind of sensible with my decision making, I'm certainly not going to hold back. Like, first holiday abroad with Thea and stuff, so I'm going to be enjoying some nice food, a couple of beers and stuff like that. So that'll be nice. But which is why it's also, because I'm not far off. Like, if I really wanted to dial in, I could do it in the next 6 weeks if I really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So having this 11 and a half weeks now with a holiday in the middle, it means that when I get back from that, I'll just tighten up, and it should, in theory, I probably won't be able to kind of like do any like practice carb ups and things and trial runs and things, but I'll probably taper in really, really nicely. I'm hoping. It's about 10 weeks to lose 5 kilograms. It's half kilogram a week, you know.
How low are you having to go with your food at the minute?
At the moment, I am about 2,000 calories.
Okay, so it's not too bad then.
With one high day of 3,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
Yeah. So
that's quite nice.
It works quite well. Bearing in mind, I'm 85 kg. I'm fucking active. I do 15,000 steps a day. My cardio's up at 1,500.
Yeah.
I'm training 4 days a week. So, I literally do not sit down till like 9 o'clock at night, 9:30 sometimes. So it is like, I don't stop. So I think my energy expenditure is a lot higher than what it was on the previous prep as well. So my calories are a tad bit higher actually than that one. But yeah, no, it's all going well, mate. It's all going well. There's been the odd little slip up here and there, but nothing major. Like, no. It's just been gradual, nice and smooth.
Yeah. Have you found that it's sort of naturally fallen into, from a food point of view, a routine of just pretty much doing the same thing every day?
Just eating the same things every day, mate.
Yeah,
sounds really boring, but I do. Like,
but it does make life easier.
I don't think about it.
Yeah,
I don't think about it. The only time I think about it is days like today, because obviously we're here.
Yeah,
and I'm out all day.
Yeah,
so I'm out all day, so I've had to think about it a little bit more. So I've had breakfast before I came out, which is my normal breakfast, which is 0% Greek yogurt, fucking 300 grams of that, scoop of protein powder, a bit of frozen fruit, sets me up nicely for the day. And then if we go for some food today, maybe I'll just kind of work that in with like a local, we'll go pho or Nando's or something like that.
I had pho last night.
I know, I saw that. Saw that.
I did think this. I was like,
That's why I got it in my mind. I was like, oh, I could do the pho.
when I got it last night, because I'd not eaten. I mean, they're low calorie anyway, so you can work them in easy enough. But because I'd not eaten for the majority of the day, and I had to go into town to pick Soph up because she'd gone out for a meal with a friend.
Yeah.
And then I don't think we really had much in the fridge, and I was just like, do you know what? I might.
You don't think, or you didn't check because you just wanted a pho.
Yeah. I don't actually think we did. I think she'd said earlier on in the day, just so you know, she was like, there's about 200 grams of mince in the fridge, and that's about it.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. So I was sort of driving into town, and I was a bit like, do you know what? I was like, I might just get one to pick her up. So I ordered it on the Deliveroo to where I was picking her up from, and then I ended up literally, it was like a bike deliverer, a message, whatever it is. He was on a bike, not in a car roll. And I ended up just following down. I saw him and I ended up just following him down through town.
Yeah,
I was
mate.
like, right behind you. So yeah, I did have one last night. But they're good. I'd go again, to be fair. So,
but no, it's like I say, mate. It's been honestly, and this is why I probably should put more on my Instagram. But I eat the same shit every single day. So like for my lunch, I'll have about 300 grams of potatoes. I get from Asda, like the garlicky ones and rosemary ones from Asda or Aldi. What those in the air fryer. 250 grams of chicken breast, bit of salad, low-cal salad dressing. It's literally that simple. So I'm getting my protein, getting a good chunk of carbs, which are also very satiating. Getting my salads in there, my fibre.
yeah.
So it's just so like, and it does sound boring. I get it, but I'm at a point now where it's not boring. It's not whatever. It's just what I eat right now.
And it's just easier. You're not having to be like, right, what am I going to eat today?
Yeah.
Do I need to go out and buy something? How long's that going to take?
The only thing is in the evening time, Louise, I do try and sit down and eat dinner with Louise. So sometimes I might have a degree more flexibility for my evening meal. But even then, me and Louise will sit down, and this is what I tell all my clients to do. We'll sit down on a Sunday and we'll make a meal plan for the week. So we'll know on Monday night we're having pad thai.
Yeah.
On Tuesday we're having a chili. And I will cook those things, so I know exactly what's going into it.
Yeah.
It's all part of my plan.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not having to think about it. I know on which night we're eating what, and then we'll start doing online shops. Fucking game changer.
Yeah, No, that's what we do.
I've literally never done it. I was like, why have I not been doing this? This is amazing. So we could online shop, and then it's just sorted. Your environment's looked after. I know what I'm eating.
Yeah.
On what days, what time, give or take. It's just like clockwork now, I suppose.
Yeah. I just feel like you can sort of cruise it all the way into the shoot.
Yeah. And
do you think it'll have to step up another level at some point before you get there?
I don't think so, to be honest.
No.
I think I could easily go, as long as for me, it's just being about consistent with what I'm doing now. If I'm consistent with what I'm doing, I'll probably drop a kilogram a week when I'm really, really dialed into it.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think I need to change much. So it's been tough without a shadow of a doubt, especially like I said with Thea and going out on the weekend and stuff. Like there's things that I'm doing now on a prep which I wouldn't have done a prep prior. Like even just little things like we went to the park at the weekend and Louise wanted to get a coffee from the van and a cake and stuff. And I suppose that's why it's good for me to have that one high day. And on that high day, I'm not macro focused. So
it's just calories.
It's just protein as well. Calories and protein. And I will literally I will allow myself that little bit of a treat or something because I don't want to be that dad who's not sat there for fucking coffee on the, and having a bit of a pastry or whatever on the park on a Sunday afternoon. So I'm still having a good amount of flexibility with it as well, which is nice. But that's challenging in its own sense because we spoke about in other episodes. Once you kind of, once you kind of start eating those foods, it's hard to stop. But I know it's one day I'll give myself more flexibility. The next day I'll be straight back to it.
Yeah. And it's like say, you just don't dwell on it. You just rinse and repeat the routine.
And it's not like it's part of the plan. It just feels, it's just.
It just feels a little bit. And
it just feels.
And I guess the plus side of having if you've got the time to do it, having like one high day week, it gives you that mental thing to push towards during the week. So even when you're struggling on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, you are a bit like, well, I've only got a few days left of this, and I've actually got a nice high day to look forward to.
Yeah, no, and that's again what I said in the, what I say to a lot of my clients is, planning something nice for the week, planning something that you look forward to, and that high day is something that I look forward to. Not necessarily just from the food point of view, but generally speaking, on that high day, I'll do something nice with the family.
Yeah.
So it's like a nice activity and a bit of added kind of freedom with my nutrition, and then it's just like, and I'll do that, and I know and I'm so like. I only need that one day, and I'm back to. I'm ready to go for the next week.
Yeah,
So no, honestly, mate, it's been smooth, but it's been tough at the same time. More tough from the fact, like I say, some days I'm waking up and we're having 2-3 hours sleep.
Yeah,
That's what's tough.
that's tough.
Then it's like shit. I've got to drag myself to the gym, do my cardio, my steps, and my session. But again, I've got a working cocker spaniel, so like steps are not really a problem because of him. So yeah, like of course, it's had its challenges. Like I'd be bullshitting you if I said differently, but I've made it as easy as it can be through structure.
Yeah,
through planning ahead, which is what we tell everyone to do.
Like you said, just have it and rinse and repeat it. How have you found the training side of things? Have you found that it's affected training energy in sessions or strength or anything like that?
Not right now.
No different?
No, nothing at all right now.
Have you noticed any difference to maybe getting a bit of a pump when you're training or a bit of a connection?
Slightly less connection, slightly less pump, I would say, yeah. Like certainly kind of towards the back end of the week, you know, when I've done all my cardio, I'm a little bit depleted. Start of the week after my high day.
I'm going to say after your high day, you'll be loving life, won't you?
But no, of course, like I'm starting to notice that. But generally speaking, there's nothing major which is happening in terms of training right now. I think in the next couple of kilograms,
yeah,
I'll start to notice that certainly a lot less pump.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm sort of at that spot now.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting 60. So this morning I was like 67.8.
That's the new low, isn't it?
I was 67.2 at the start of the week, up until last Sunday. And then my brother cooked for us on Sunday. So he's a really, really good cook, and he's been wanting to cook for us for ages. And we've been sort of trying to figure it out, but he's like, the first option was like lasagna. I was like, I can't really do a lasagna. There's some other stuff and bits and bobs he does where I was like, I can't really work that in. So anyway, we decided he was going to do a burrito. So we did that for us last Sunday. It was all tracked. He literally sent me the ingredient list on like Wednesday with the weights. I planned it ahead, so it was all tracked in. It just meant that I was basically chunking the majority of my food to the back end of Sunday when he cooked. So my weight went from 67.2 on Sunday morning up to 67.8 on Monday morning. So up by like half a kilo, which I was like, yeah, it's cool. Like obviously I had more food last night, slightly more carbs than usual as well, like less fats. But it's just stayed there all week. It's just not moved down, which is fine again, because it will.
It's normal.
And I think that's where I've been having conversations with clients, stuff like when they get that, and like, why is it not moving? It's sticking. It's not budging. It's not working. It's like, no. It will catch up, and it's fine. Don't worry about it.
A plateau is more than you need it more. More than
and when it drops, it'll drop by quite an amount. But for me, so the last photo shoot I did 2.5 years ago, I was 66 kilos. So I'm pretty much sitting there where I want to be. And obviously we've got about 11 weeks.
I've seen your pictures though, and like there's a noticeable difference, because I know that you were, I don't want to say concerned, but I think you were a bit like, shit, have I added any muscle? I think that's a normal thing that we go through, right?
I was sort of concerned when we started dieting, and I sort of started seeing the trajectory of how quick my weight was going down, because I just naturally assume, as you would, okay, well, if I was 66 kilos at my last shoot, I've had 2.5 years of sort of on and off gaining, majority gaining, a couple of little diets here and there, you know, maybe I'm going to be sitting 68, 69 kilos for this, maybe 70 kilos for this shoot. We're already down to my last photo shoot weight, and I'm like, and I was starting to get a bit like, fucking hell, am I going to be smaller than I was last time?
Yeah,
because I was just on that cusp of not quite lean enough to see the degree of any new tissue I'd built, but my weight was dropping quickly. So it was like sort of squeaky bum time. You're like panicking.
But it has started coming in though, hasn't it? Like,
but it has now.
Like the last kilogram or so. It's
the last kilo or so, and you tend to get that though as you're getting like to that point where you are that lean. Any small change in weight, you start seeing big differences.
Yeah, we say this to clients all the time, don't we? Is because, you know, those initial kind of early couple of months of a diet, you're going to see loads of weight come off. And although you will see changes, it's not going to be vast in terms of aesthetics. And then for me, because I'm similar to you, like I know as soon as I hit that like 83-ish, like the change between 83 and 84 for me is fucking massive. And I will be really lean then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I took a picture in the gym yesterday. Like there's just a section of the gym upstairs that's just like loads of natural lighting. It's like a bit of an open space with just a couple of mirrors. There's nothing else there. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to take a few pictures in this lighting whilst I'm here, because normally it's in like check-in picture lighting or the bathroom lighting, which is down, and it's okay, but it's not great. I felt like a tit doing it in the gym. I'm not the kind of person, which it sounds weird because obviously we do like a lot of video content and we'll put pictures on of like in our underwear week to week, just doing check-in pictures. I'm not the kind of person to just feel comfortable chucking my top off in public, like anyway. So I was like, I feel like a tit doing this. But thankfully the gym was empty, so I was like, I'll just do it whilst I'm here. So I did that, and I put the picture on, and like I got quite a big response to people like, fucking hell, like you've put some right size on. And I was like, I haven't. Like I'm like half a kilo lighter than I was this time last week. It's just the difference, and obviously the lighting as well.
We're starting to see it.
The difference that you now see at this degree is even one of my clients who's dieting for a shoot, he sent me a picture this morning. Or he sent me a picture last night and a message this morning saying he'd hit a new low this morning, which he was expecting. And even for him, he dropped half a kilo, and then he was sending pictures of like new veins in his abs and all sorts. And it is literally, you get to that degree. Yeah. But obviously we are ahead, massively ahead.
Oh, so you smashed it, haven't you? So what did you start at?
81.5.
So you what?
And I'm down to 67.5. Yeah, and I think I'm on week 17, week 18 now, something like that.
It's been pretty smooth, hasn't it? Like,
it's been fine, and I was.
Even this morning, I've asked you if you've been hungry and stuff. You're like, no, not really.
Fine. And
although we are seeing the diet face now, aren't we?
The diet face is starting to come out. I've shaved though, haven't I? I've like trimmed my beard down.
I think it is down to the shave more than anything else. Obviously, like, you know, you have a little bit more cheekbone.
Yeah. So the diet face is definitely in. And we've got loads of time, so we will be doing like a bit. I don't know if we'll go to the stretch of like a full diet break, but I will definitely be doing like refeeds and trialing carbing up. And I've got a few things between now and the shoots, like I've booked a video shoot to do and a few bits like that to sort of trial different carbs up and things like that to sort of stagger it out. Yeah. But we wanted to be ahead anyway. So the last time I did a photo shoot, I was chasing my tail and I was having to do an hour of cardio every single morning. My calories were down to like 1,600 a day. Yeah. Like that was tough. So this time I was like, and I still got to the photo shoot being like, I could have been leaner. So this time around I was like, I just want to be lean enough. So I don't care if we diet down early and then pull back a bit. I'd rather do that than be chasing my tail. So that's what we've done and it's worked nice. But I am on that cusp now of like energy starting to drop a little bit, training starting to feel a little bit tougher.
Have you noticed naturally as NEAT dropped yet? So like, have you started just naturally moving less?
I think I have, only because I've noticed I'm actively having to bump my steps up a bit more now.
Right.
So whereas up until the last few weeks, I'd go out. So I get up at 5 every morning. I'll walk below for an hour. Yeah. Or this morning it was a bit early because we were coming here. I'll do that for an hour, then I'll walk to and from the gym during the day either to train or do cardio, and then me and Sophie will walk below again in the afternoon, like for 20, 30 minutes. By the time I'd done that, up until the last few weeks, I was on 14,000, which is my target. And for whatever reason, for the last few weeks, I've done doing that, and I'm like, I've still got 2,000 steps to do. Like I've somehow lost 2,000 steps in a day. So I think I am naturally now starting to move a little bit less without quite realizing it.
Yeah.
So it just means I've got to make a little bit more of an active effort to get. So sometimes, like as daft as it is, sometimes I will just walk around the front room whilst I'm watching TV just to get them in. Like I don't want to do it because it's a little bit weird, but it's
I've done it. I've done plenty of times,
or I'll just walk up to the shop and get a can of Monster or something and walk back down and that sorts it out. So yeah, I've definitely noticed. I think I am starting to move a little bit less and things are starting to feel just a little bit tougher mentally day to day, just in terms of like actually having the energy to deal with them. But it's still not bad. Like it's really not that bad at all. Yeah. I still feel more productive with work. I'm still getting more done. I'm not hungry unless I'm sat on my ass doing nothing.
And it is those days in it. Like that's again for me, one of the benefits of being so busy is I don't think about food. And we say this to our busy clients all the time. Like I say that's your fat loss superpower. Is like being busy. Trust me, because the second you sit down on the sofa and you've got fuck all to do, the second you're hungry.
Yeah, it's literally that. I had one of my clients the other day saying, "No, like super busy, and I'm going to be busy for a while. I'm sort of just waiting for this to fuck up because I'm so busy." And I was literally just like, "Well, if you tell like that, you're going to fuck up. Like you will do. Because if you're telling yourself you're going to go wrong, you'll let yourself go wrong, and then you'll be like, well, it's just because I'm busy. It's not my fault." I was like, but in actual fact, I was like, this is the best time to do it because you're so busy, you don't have time to sit down and think about the fact you're dieting. Like you're just going to have to be like plan it out. Get through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've noticed it with training. So I did
less pump.
Definitely like feeling flatter. Definitely not getting the same sort of connection with training. Definitely not getting a bit of a pump on. Still happy with the pictures. Still happy with the pictures like after a workout and stuff, but definitely not feeling quite the same. And I mentioned this in my own check-in to Mike yesterday. I was like, I think I'm going to take a deload for a week because I don't think I've had a full week off or just a deload since we started the diet. So I was like, I'll have a bit of a deload for a week, take it a bit easier. Because like legs, I did legs last Friday and I was literally going dizzy between like every set. I was getting like, you know, to the point where it hits you and you're actually like, fucking hell, I might actually pass out here.
Yeah.
But I think, if I remember rightly, I'd had my normal breakfast at like 6 that morning, and then I hadn't eaten, and I'd done legs at like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So I'd fucked up that day, like,
Yeah.
which happened. I'd just not eaten enough. But generally, despite it feeling a little bit tougher, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are just on that.
So what's the plan? Because we've still got 12 weeks.
We've got, yeah.
You're probably, if you wanted to be, you could probably 2 or 3 weeks away if you really wanted to be.
I think if I needed to, I think I could just get a tan on and do a shoot now as I am, and it would be okay. I wouldn't necessarily be happy with it,
but it would
be passable as like photo shoot condition. But I've got a video shoot on this 5th of October.
Okay.
So that's going to be, so what's that, like 3.5, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
So that's like the first little landmark. So it's like, okay, well, let's push the diet on for another 2 or 3 weeks, get another, maybe another kilo and a bit off at most. And then we can sort of carb up into the video shoot. And then we've got about 7 or 8 weeks until the photo shoot. So then it might just be a case of, okay, well, let's maintain for 4 weeks, and then we'll pull back down into the diet for 4 weeks for the shoot.
So you've done it with plenty of time.
Yeah. And the positive of, although it is a bit more difficult, being like leaner for longer from an energy point of view, and I want to make sure I don't over diet and start losing muscle tissue, because obviously that's a concern. It's good for content. Like, it is good for content. Like, the leaner you are. So I'm sort of using this time, that's why I'm doing the video shoot. Just be like, I'll just get more content whilst I'm leaner, this, that, and the other. So yeah, definitely. It's not bad at all. It's definitely been harder, but it is on that sort of.
How have you found? Obviously, because you've done shoots in the past. How have you found it in comparison to that? Easier? Harder?
This has been easier. This has been tons easier. Yeah. Despite. Apart
purely
from,
down to knowing what to expect and experience.
I think that plays a big role. You know what's coming, you know what to expect, you know how to sort of structure your days for it a little bit better. But I think I've been able to do it on more food up until this point.
Yeah.
I've not had to do as much cardio. And because we've now got below my steps, I'm not actively having to go, even though we did. Last time I did a shoot, I was still living at home. Well, it was lockdown actually, so we'd just moved back from York and moved back in with my mum and dad, who have a dog. So I was walking her a bit, but not as much. Obviously, when it's your own dog, you do it more. So steps have felt easier. It has felt, for the most part, a lot easier. I've not really felt like I'm dieting, to be honest with you. I've been able to go on the stag doos and enjoy myself.
You've had 2 stag doos and your 2 weddings? 2 stag doos, 2 weddings?
2 stag doos, 2 weddings, and my birthday I've had off, which has been nice.
We had the photo shoot in Thingy as well.
Yeah. We had a night out there. So it's not as though it's just been pure just diet. Yeah. We've had time off. So it's been fine. So it's now just a case of managing it for the next 11 or 12 weeks into the shoot. And it's a nice position to be in.
Yeah, 100%. Because like you say now, for you, you probably will do some trial peaks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. So,
and that's when we've obviously, like we were saying with you, having that consistent daily routine is really nice to set you up, because then you can it gives you a better base to try carb ups from. Because if you're having different foods every single day, when you come to do like a carb up and see how you look, it's a lot tougher because you don't have that baseline set.
It's like, for example, even the shoot last time, like I was doing my carb up because with most of my guys, we didn't really have time to do kind of trials.
Yeah.
So I was doing them earlier in the week to make sure there was no issues. Whereas with you can play around with it now, and it might be like, actually, you know what, you're going to benefit from having a ton of carbs the day before.
Yeah.
And we know how many we need to focus on as well.
Exactly. So it gives us time to play with. I think my food at the minute, I don't get a high day. I haven't had one for a while, but mine's training, a non-training day. Yeah. On the training day, I'm still on like 220 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat.
That's still a decent
chunk. Is still a good chunk. On a non-training day, it's 210 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. So again, it's still not bad.
Really not bad.
No. And I had someone message the other day being like, how can you eat so much when you're dieting? And I think, again, that's just down to just my genetics, how my body works. I can tend to diet
and
on
the fact that
food.
like you say, you've just come off such a long gaining
I've had a long gaining phase.
And I've come down from 5,000 calories.
And I've done this process before. Now this is like the 4th or 5th time I've done it or something. So it's rinse and repeat. It does get a little bit easier each time.
It gets easier, 100. And I've been intrigued to know what's the end goal for you. I know there's never an end goal, but like after this shoot, what's your plan?
I think after this one, it'll just be gaining phase for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
There'll be mini diets within that. Obviously, it won't be just 2 or 3
Yeah.
years of gaining, but it will just be committed time to just putting more size on and not worry. Again, another reason why I'm wanting to get as much content as I can now, because I know that I'm probably not going to be in this condition again for a good few years, at least 2 years, probably more 3 years or so.
That makes sense.
And I'll probably use that time to trial different training methods and have a play around with training, and not just stick to standard bodybuilding style training. Just have a mess around and have a bit more fun with it.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. You know, obviously right now you're very structured with things, but I remember after my last shoot, I didn't. Actually, it kind of contradicts what we were saying in the last podcast, but I wasn't following a training plan. I actually just I was just enjoying going into the gym.
Yeah,
I had a rough structure. I knew I was going to do maybe push, pull, legs, whatever, but I was just kind of going in doing what I fancied and what I enjoyed. And I was working hard, but I just having that kind of flexibility after a shoot is quite nice, you know, to not be as rigid for a month or two, and then you might fall back into it, you know.
Exactly. So as it stands, we've got time, haven't we? We're in a pretty good spot. So we just keep running it. So we might do another one of these, maybe not in the next batch, but maybe when we're 4 weeks out.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely definitely do it.
It'd be quite good to talk through how we're going to peak or something like that as well.
Yeah, we'll moan about, because I'll probably start moaning about how hungry I am at some point. I like food.
Yeah, I think I'm on more cardio, so I'm on 2250 calories a week. You're on 1500.
1500 a month.
So I am on slightly more cardio, but I just do that on the Stairmaster, which I put on my stories all the time.
Pretty much do it all on the Stairmaster. I do problem is I've got a bit of a dicky knee.
Right, so
it plays up. I don't know what
Stairmaster
it is.
doesn't help that.
Stairmaster.
Yeah,
so it's actually not bad at the moment. But I was doing upper lower, and we've come to the conclusion, I think, that we were just putting too much volume through it. We've gone back to a push pull legs upper.
Oh, cool.
In terms of training splits, we've reduced the volume, and actually my knee's a lot better now.
So, that's what I'm on, push pull legs upper.
And it feels tons better. And I've been able to do the Stairmaster, which is weirdly my favourite form of cardio.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. After the first few sessions where it feels like absolute death.
Yeah, you get used
to it, and then I'll either use it as time to reply to clients or to catch up on a bit of work, or I'll literally at the minute I'm just watching
a bit of YouTube or something.
Watching YouTube. I think I'm watching The Witcher as well on the third season.
Top Boy's out today. That's my next one.
I've never seen Top Boy. Never seen it. No.
Top Boy's class, mate.
But I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it's been put on. I just use it to watch something, try and zone out a little bit, and that's about it.
Happy days, mate. Smashing it.
Yeah, keep cracking on with it.
Until you see us in November. Shredded.
Yeah, we said next time we'll do a pose down on it.
I'm not sure I could do that. I still, honestly, when I pose, I'm just like, how does Jake do it?
We'll have to go through it at some point.
No, you know what? That would actually be quite good.
Yeah. We'll do another YouTube episode or something on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All good. So
leave it there.
That finishes it off. Let's
catch you in a bit.
Bye, guys.